Good evening, my name's Cody Clarkson and you're watching Weazel News. This week Valhalla Motors got its new CEO, Wilson Braxton took over the reins, and to celebrate they've got 3 raffles going: a Mercedes-AMG GT, a Ferrari Superfast and an R1 Superbike. To celebrate him taking over ownership as well, they're giving away a free R1. All you need to do is go into the store, say your name and your phone number, and you're in the running to win the free R1 Superbike. And make sure you check out their huge range of premium secondhand vehicles. And it's tax time in Los Santos. The Department of Commerce this week collected tax from all the businesses in the city. It's reported that $28.6 million was collected in tax. The Department of Commerce, in relationship with the government, has pledged to spend it on improving the road networks in Los Santos and improving business accessibility and security. A major crash occurred on Los Santos Freeway this week, and it's not the sort of crash you would think of normally. A police helicopter crashed into power lines above Los Santos Freeway, crashing down on the highway below. Luckily, the helicopter did not crash on top of a traffic stop occurring on the highway, landing only 10 meters away from the traffic stop. The police helicopter hit power lines, causing an engine failure. The police on the scene failed to manage traffic, resulting in a huge traffic jam building up. The huge traffic jam resulted in a fatal car crash, killing 1 civilian. So the people of Los Santos now have to ask, who's responsible for ensuring the police can fly without running into power lines? Who's responsible for training police and basic traffic management? And who's to blame for a dead civilian because of the police? The question now is, will the police take action and do anything about this issue? Or will they defend their officers' actions, which resulted in the death of 1 civilian and the near death of 4 officers and a civilian on a traffic stop? Weazel News will be right back after the break.
The apocalypse is coming. Will it be aliens, zombies, or a global financial meltdown? Whatever it is, you need to be prepared. Get your complete apocalypse kit at Ammu-Nation. Contains foodstuffs and alcohol for 3 months. A massive array of armaments. Water purifier so you can drink your own urine. And cyanide pills so you can go out like a man. Don't dial 911, dial 357. Ammu-Nation. Protecting your rights.
Police corruption continues to rise this week. Here's Wesley Cudmore with the story.
It was a normal Sunday night, just like any other, where police officers pulled a vehicle over here in front of the Vapid building for what looked like a normal traffic stop. Police unreasonably losing their temper and vandalized property when the civilians request a lawyer. We spoke with one of the gentlemen involved in the situation to give us more of an insight. His identity will remain anonymous.
So over there, as you can see, we've got some officers attempting to charge my friend there with excessive speeds, and he was traveling 70 in an 80 zone, mate. The officers rammed our car as well.
False allegations, vandalizing of property, and putting civilians' lives in danger were only the tip of the iceberg with the police brutality. Officers asked the men to leave,
And you leave?
See you, mate.
The men were subsequently chased down and brutally murdered. The tragic scene ended at the Los Santos International Airport. The following footage may be disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. The footage shows the 2 men laying lifeless on the side of the road, with no medical assistance from police. Innocent bystanders running for their lives from the threat the police pose. Both men were shot and killed by police with no remorse. We got an official police statement from Officer Ollie Cantrell, who admitted himself he didn't know who shot first.
I don't think we could really put a time on who shot first. It kind of, I could simply just hear a lot of shots happening all at the same time. So I don't know who initiated the first shot and who continued after that. I don't know if it was a coincidental thing. I was chasing the vehicle as the primary car. The vehicle came to a sudden stop and we did make contact. Me being absolutely scared shitless. That's when it kind of all took off. Just opened fire.
There you have it. Police on edge and murdering all of us. How long till we are all dead by the hands of the law? Wesley Cudmore, Weazel News.
Last Friday night, reportedly a fight broke out at the casino. Here's what a guest had to say.
Last night, me and some of my friends were dancing at the casino, and all of a sudden, a bunch of people were rushing over to the main area, and there were whackers and the lunatics fighting, throwing punches and tasing each other. Next thing we knew, there were people on the ground, and security was involved, and the police and EMS were called, and then all of a sudden they were being escorted off the property. It happened so quickly, none of us really knew what to think about what happened.
Police weren't able to give a statement about what happened at the casino, and casino security confiscated all guests' mobile phones, so we may never really know what happened at the casino that night. However, casino business seems to be unaffected. Every night that the doors open, mobs of guests flood through the doors to enjoy the hospitalities that the casino has to offer. And another story this week about the police not being able to fly a helicopter in a straight line. The police were flying through the city above Vespucci Boulevard this week when they accidentally bumped into the side of one of the skyscrapers, causing a police officer to fall out the side of the helicopter. With police being spread so thin, Polair itself had to land to render aid to the fallen police officer. However, the officer was dead on the scene. Weazel News will be right back after the break. This week, a local 24/7 store owner, Ranjiv, was taken hostage in his own store. Here's our reporter, Mike Martini, with the story.
As police surrounded Ranjiv's store, one officer attempted to show dominance by punching the air while mocking the offender. This later backfired. With one officer on the ground breathing his last breaths, officers took to returning fire at the offender with automatic rifles. Instead of rendering aid to their fallen officer, they would strike Ranjiv in the chest 3 times. Ranjiv fell to the floor, inside of his own store, bleeding, in pain, with fear in his eyes. A police officer attempted to shoot the offender. He shot his service pistols at the brick in an attempt to kill him without being in the line of fire. The officer would eventually land a fatal shot into the offender. There is no doubt that through the actions of these officers, an innocent store clerk was dead.
Very unfortunate that Los Santos today has lost another citizen due to the police. Ranjiv and his 24/7 store are now left to his family. It's crazy to think that the police force used 12 tactical officers to perform a traffic stop, yet they can't spare any tactical officers to protect the business owners in Los Santos. And as a result, because of this hostage situation, Ranjiv, an innocent civilian, is dead. That's it for Weazel News this week. I'm Cody Clarkson. Thank you for watching. Good night.